Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel and another stream. It is 1700 Zulu 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City. Want to welcome all of you guys in chat, and today we have a special stream where I will be taking you through some of the amazing but forgotten general aviation aircraft for XPlane 12. We are in the latest version of XPlane 12, 12.2.0 RC1, which is release candidate 1, and it has been made the official release. And what you're looking at here is not the default Super Cub, but the Reality Expansion Pack powered Super Cub. And this is actually one of the most amazing general aviation aircraft for bush flyers. And of course, today we are going to be flying different aircraft. So this is not going to be a stream that is dedicated to one aircraft. And in the interest of time, I will not be starting every aircraft from cold and dark. We're not going to be doing full flights, but I want to take you through some of what I think are the most amazing general aviation aircraft that has been completely forgotten. I haven't, I think, seen any content created on those planes. So we're going to begin today with bush flyers, those of you who like, tail draggers, and this Piper Cub, which is based on the default Laminar Super Cub, but is powered under the hood by the Reality Expansion Pack, which of course offers a lot of features and really brings this aircraft to life. It makes it, lives and breathes in the sim. So very quickly on the highlights of the Reality Expansion Pack, it brings a full kneeboard for the checklist, both normal operations, emergency, and you've got also your reference speeds there. Now, this Cub, if I know they're not very easy to fly and they're not very easy to land either, but this is a very true representation of what I know about Cubs. So I've read a lot about them. I read about their ability to take off from very short runways, and this aircraft does everything that you'd expect it to do in real life. So another thing that you'll find is the mass and balance. You've got a walk around feature that allows you to complete the walk around and, check your rudders, your flaps, and remove the static elements. You can also perform maintenance. So from the maintenance report, you can take a look at the oil, fuel, everything can, by the way, fault in this aircraft. So again, it lives and breathes. Very, very well done by sim coders, though I have to say that, I'm waiting for something a little bit more dramatic for sim coders. They haven't really done anything new to their Reality Expansion Pack control panel. Nonetheless, this is really an amazing general aviation aircraft. So what we're going to do here, we are going to remove the static elements, all right? And that should save us some time. And next, we're going to go into the cockpit. Now, again, this is based on Laminar's Super Cub, the Piper Super Cub. And as you can see, it actually looks really, really good in terms of the texture work there. Looks very nice. It's got very nice F-mod sounds as well. And we are going to start it and take off, and maybe we'll bring it back and land. So all the switches are off. We're going to turn on the master switch on, and then we are going to turn on the beacon light. Yeah. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to set the mixture to full rich. We're going to crack the throttle a little bit, and we'll give the primer just one stroke here. Set the magnetos on both. We'll make sure the fuel is on the left tank, and we are good to go. And there we have it. A good start. Look at how this is all bouncing there. It looks really, really cool. All right. Nav lights. Let's do landing lights and avionics. You can see the alt here, the load changing after we powered the avionics. Now we have the radios all set for the purposes of today's stream, I have turned off XP Realistic completely, and what we'll do is we are going to use only default stuff. So you'll hear only default sounds. I didn't want to show you something and then you go and purchase the aircraft and then you can't really replicate what you see on stream. So no XP Realistic today, but we are going to turn on the physics-based camera in XPlane. Alright, so everything here is ready to go. And if we take off now, it will complain that the engine is too cold, so that we need to wait 2 to 5 minutes, between 2 to 5 minutes. But I think I've started the aircraft earlier, so I think we're good. And let me adjust here the throttle to 1000 RPM. Alright, and let's go ahead and taxi to the runway and take off. Looks like winds are calm. So parking brake is released, and let's go. Very, very nice sounds. Look at those massive wheels. It's got very decent sounds as well. And this is by default, so these are all default laminar sounds. But I think they've done a really good job on this aircraft. What was the fastest cold and dark ever seen? Alright, let's do some back pressure there and apply the brakes. And let's turn the aircraft. Now, with the Cub, you've got to be very careful when you're taking off. Otherwise, it will go all over the place. Because you want to gain some speed until the nose start diving down or the tail lifts off the ground first. And then you want to rotate. So what we're going to do here, we're going to give it power, but we're going to apply a little bit of back pressure on this stick so that the aircraft stays on the ground until it's ready to go. All right, so let's give it some power here. You can take notice of the really beautiful sounds. Very, very nice. All right, back pressure on the flight stick, and let's go. And we are airborne. Very nice aircraft. Very, very fun aircraft to fly. If you're a bush flyer, this is one aircraft I definitely recommend. So you need, all you need is to purchase the Reality Expansion Pack for the Super Cub, and you're good to go. Let's ease off there on the throttle. And we don't want to really gain that much altitude, so I'll ease off on our rate of climb as well. You gotta love the physics-based camera in XPlane, and you can really, really enjoy the physics-based camera with general aviation aircraft. Good evening, the flight stop, welcome. Welcome all of you guys. Sorry I wasn't going to greet everyone today, just because we do have quite a bit to cover, and just in the interest of time, I'm probably not going to look at chat too much today, but I'll try as much as possible to answer all your questions. Given the significant mismatch between the compass and the gyro, I'd expect the gyro would require calibration. Yes, I probably did not do that, so I probably need to set it. Do you need to align the directional gyro compass? Yes. Thank you very much, Felis, and welcome. Glad to have you here with us on stream this evening. Of course, you guys know who Felis Leopard is. He is the developer of the classic 747. One of the best aircrafts ever created, I think, for flight simming. And here we are. We are going to just head back and land again. Going to deploy the flaps. And we'll bring it nice and easy back on the runway. Just a little bit of wind there. And with this aircraft, you don't really want to flare, so you want the front wheels to hit first. There we go. And I will keep back pressure again on the stick here as we slow down the aircraft. All right, and we've made it safely back into Bella Coola. All right, so you can see also the shaking here of the paddle, which is really, really nice. Very, very nice touch there. And so, all in all, if you're a bush flyer, you like tail draggers, I highly recommend the Reality Expansion Pack for the Piper Super Cub based on the default Laminar Piper. Okay, the next aircraft we're going to go to, and you're going to have to bear with me guys today, but what I'll do after stream is I will create chapters so you guys don't have to watch like the loading part. So I'll create chapters for you afterwards. All right, let's go to Oceano County Airport, and there I want to load this aircraft, which I think deserves a lot of attention. Let's set it up there on runway 29er. So start, and we're going to say start new flight. And let me see here. Hello, Doug. Me, was that good enough? I hope you feel better soon, my friend. Hello, Yassine. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. And yeah, I think loading time is a good time for me to take a look at chat when under 40. Hello, Samuel. How are you doing, my friend? The plane looks like a child's toy. Yeah, it does. All right. So we were going to load up the... Now, folks, this aircraft, let me set it to cold and dark real quick. All right. So this aircraft is by V-Flight Air. This is the Cessna 150 Commuter. And it is by far one of the best trainer airplanes that you can actually have in the sim. If you are a real world pilot and you're just, you're working on your PPL and you fly this aircraft in real life, you will thoroughly enjoy flying this V-Flight Air. Now, V-Flight Air are known for creating very high fidelity aircraft in terms of flight model. And they do spend their time on building aircraft that pretty much mimic what the real aircraft in terms of performance, what real aircraft do in real life. Stall behavior, your takeoff, your landings, the performance numbers, so the takeoff speed, the landing speed, flaps, all of that is something that they really take very good care of. And with this aircraft, you're going to also get several liveries as well. So you have so many of them that you can pick here. So we can actually, let's see here. There's one particular one that I like. Let's see. I think this is the one. No, well, yeah. Let's try that one. Yeah, there you go. This is the one that I really like, and it will take just a minute here to load the. There you go. So in terms of the texturing, I think it looks very good. In terms of the cockpit textures, they look really, really nice as well. So we're going to make sure that the XP Realistic is disabled, and we are going to bring this aircraft to life here. Again, very nice details. Let me remove the yoke and disconnect the so you guys can hear the engine sounds as we start the engines. I think if your GPU driver is updated, there should be not a problem in XPlane 12 unless you have a GPU that doesn't support Vulkan updates. Well, I do have the latest update for as far as driver is concerned, so hopefully no problems today. So again, V-Flight Air recently started bringing more features into their EFB or control panel, which I like. So as you can see, there's a lot of features here. You can change your radios here. So if I click here, you can have different type of radios. And this is probably, this is something you guys will appreciate. Again, no GPS, you have only radios there. Nonetheless, you can have the Garmin device, as you've seen. So I can go here with some radios, and I can also install the Garmin device if I so wish, and it will just work beautifully with the very rudimentary autopilot. So this aircraft is equipped with an autopilot. Very, very nice texturing on the aircraft. So you can again toggle the realistic start from on and off. So let's go ahead and go to the checklist real quick. We're going to make sure that the control wheel remove yoke is, the yoke lock is removed. Ignition is off. The master switch is on, which is right here. Again, very nice F-mod sounds. There are nothing special really in terms of the sounds, but the engine sounds is something you guys are going to really like. So master switch is on. The fuel shutoff valve is located here. And yep, it's on now. And let's see, master switch off. We'll leave that. Next, we're going to go starting the engines. So starting the engines is very simple on this 150. We're going to set the mixture to full rich, which it already is. We're going to set the throttle to 1/4 of an inch open right there. And we're going to do a prime. We'll do maybe 1 and 2. All right. And then the master switch is on, which it is. We're going to select the magnetos. Let's see, ignition start, mixture. All right, so we're going to go to, I believe, let's see. There we go. And let's go ahead and start. And we have a good start. Let's turn on our radios. And strobe, landing lights, as we're already here on the runway. Again, you can switch between the radios. You know what? Let's change this. Let me show you. So we'll go here to. This is your load manager, by the way. You can also add passengers here or remove them. And again, very, very nice, a control panel to, for an aircraft that really doesn't cost much. I think this is really, really good. So let's switch this here to the radius. It's just going to give it a nicer look. So, yeah, more of a, an older look, so to speak. And then there is no autopilot here as well. So you can toggle this to your liking, by the way. So yeah, all is good here, and we are ready to go. All right, so let's switch to the outside and listen to the engine sounds real quick. And there you have it. Very nice sounds there. Let me hold the brakes real quick. And really nice sounds. All right, we're good to go. I'm going to hold the brakes. And off we go. Airspeed is alive. We'll rotate at 60 knots. And rotate. Absolutely beautiful. Hand flying this aircraft. Very, very, very nice. Just lovely. Tell you guys, this is one general aviation aircraft I highly recommend for anyone who's a GA fan. A very, very immersive aircraft. And what we can do is here, we can click on right down here, and it will make things a bit quieter in the cockpit, so you guys can probably hear me better. Let's ease off there, ease off on the mixture a little bit. We almost killed it. But as you can see, again, a very immersive aircraft. There you can have your sunglasses as well, if required. And you can open the little compartment here and check for, you know, the flashlight, which is pretty cool. You know, some really nice touches there by V-Flight Air. Really, and a very, very enjoyable aircraft, guys. If you like general aviation aircraft, you really cannot go wrong with this Cessna 150 by V-Flight Air. Very, very enjoyable aircraft. I don't think that I've ever done a review of this aircraft. Show us the co-pilot. Oh, there's a good-looking co-pilot there for you. And you can, by the way, remove those if you don't want to from the control panel. Sure, I got those with a 560. Mr. Valera, how are you? Hello, Rand. Glad to have you with us today. All right. So I think you guys get the idea. If there is anything specific that you want to see in any particular aircraft, just let me know in chat. So one thing I do want to show is if I completely idle the power, this is not a good place to stall the aircraft, but let me just show you. There, you hear the horn there? And look at that. That is very, very accurate stall behavior with the 150. Just really an amazing, amazing aircraft. By the way, if you want to use the autopilot, so if I come here and I click here, so now we have an autopilot, so I can come here and you can, if you want, you can turn on the autopilot and then you can select heading select, and we can also, so now we can switch this to nav 1. All right, and now it will follow the, let's see here. Why is it not following the autopilot? I'm not sure, something. All right, let's see if that works. Not sure why the autopilot is not operational. I probably did something wrong there. There we go. We needed to press here so that it follows the heading select mode. So now it's going to follow the heading, and now you have your autopilot. So pretty much you can actually put in a flight plan into your Garmin device, and it will follow the flight plan, which is pretty cool. You can go to nav, select your nav track, and it will simply follow the follow your flight plan. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go for the next aircraft now. And let's see, we are going to go to LFML. And if there is a specific location you'd like to go to, guys, just let me know again in chat. Yes, thank you very much. I would go for the buildings from XPlane. The buildings are from XPlane or use SimHeaven. No, the buildings are XPlane buildings. So this is all default today. I'll try as much as possible not to use any any effect so that you can, just no scenery. We will go to some payware airports, such as the one we're going to go to now. But all in all, I don't want to use XP Realistic or use any additional add-ons so that you guys can get, a very sort of the plain vanilla of these general aviation aircraft. Obviously, they are all payware, but I don't want you to listen to something that is not part of the actual aircraft. So we're going to make sure we don't use any add-ons or any enhancements for the sounds, so that you just get the plain vanilla of this payware. So we're just waiting for the scenery to load here. Let me see if I can answer some of your question. How can I find this C-150? You can find it on the XPlane.org. What I will do is I will include the links to all the aircraft that I've shown today in the description of the stream afterwards. All right, so we're almost there, finishing asynchronous loading. So I'll create the links for all of you for easy access afterwards with chapters, so that you can skip to the to that moment in the stream where we loaded the aircraft. How can you do? Can you do for me LHNY, because it's my birthday, July? Oh, Flight Simmer, welcome. Without a doubt, we can do that. I'll take a note of those for our next general aviation aircraft. All right. So we are in one of the most advanced. It says it wants. I think I loaded the. Let's see if I can load the other one there. Let me load this one. Hopefully, it won't take that long. We're going to load the one with the GPS. So the next general aviation aircraft we're going to take a look at is the AirfoilLabs King Air 350. Now, ladies and gents, this aircraft, the King Air by AirfoilLabs, is a study-level simulation of the King Air. It is by far one of my favorites and one of the best really created as a general aviation aircraft. Very, very nice. And considering the time where this aircraft was released, I think it looks amazing. So what I'm going to do here is I want to change the time a little bit. All right, so we'll do, yep, that looks good. Excellent. Look at how beautiful XPlane is. And we're going to come here. Now, we're not going to do a cold and dark flight start here, because it's going to take a very long time. But I'm going to come here and I'm going to say before takeoff. There we go. And look at the beautiful panel lights there. Some really nice sounds as well. So let's continue here, continue there. Now, this is, again, another aircraft that I really don't understand why it has been forgotten, why it hasn't been flown so much. You don't really see that much content on the King Air for some reason, at least not in recent months, recent years. It's just been forgotten, and it's just amazing, guys. It flies well. It's a very in-depth simulation of the King Air, and if you like to, if you like twin props, this is a twin turbo prop. This aircraft is definitely for you. And it's got really nice visuals as well from the outside, as you can see here. Very, very nice. It's got nice lights. Again, it's too exaggerated, so I think this is an XPlane 12 thing. But this aircraft is simply amazing. It's really, really an incredible simulation of the King Air. You can, by the way, open the engine covers and look at the engine cowling, and you can look at all the different parts that make up the engine. It's got a very nice passenger cabin as well. So if I go here, and again, you've got your passengers there. So very, very immersive aircraft, and real fun to fly. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake, and let's go ahead and take off.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1.
And
Positive rate.
gear up.
Gear up. V2. Attitudes check. Gear indicates up. Climb
Look at that, guys. Look at how beautiful this aircraft is. A joy to hand fly this AirfoilLabs King Air 350 for XPlane 12. Highly recommended aircraft, guys. Highly recommended. Tell you, all of the aircraft that you'll see in this stream, I recommend them with confidence, and I can tell you right now that you will not be disappointed with any of them. They're just really, really amazing. This one I've done, I think, probably maybe in the last 6 months, we've done a stream on this aircraft, and it's really, guys, this aircraft is a wonderful aircraft to hand fly. It's an in-depth simulation, and it's got, if you want to go through all of these items here in the checklist, so this is the normal checklist, and it's just an extensive checklist, and everything here is modeled. So all the switches, there's nothing in-op here. All these switches work. They are fully modeled, and the aircraft systems are very meticulously simulated to create a very immersive and very realistic experience flying this King Air in XPlane 12. Lovely, just lovely. Right, let's change the time just a tad here, and let me show you and the aircraft from the outside. Very, very nice. It does have an interior, yes, sir. So I think I've shown this earlier, but if you go to the back here, it's got a, you know, very nice interior there, very nice texturing overall. So this is an aircraft that you'll really come to enjoy. Takes a little bit of learning, but very, very enjoyable aircraft. I love the gauges on the King Air. Very, very nice. All right, so here is the AirfoilLabs King Air for XPlane 12, another highly recommended aircraft. Yes, it is. The C90B is very good. Yes, indeed. Yes, Rand, it is definitely an incredible, incredible aircraft. Very, very nice aircrafts, very in-depth, and lots of fun. Okay, so let me see where you guys wanted me to go next. Let me pause the sim here real quick. Let's take a look. I know we've had a couple, you guys, was it KN? Okay, so we have, let's see, can you go to LHNY? Okay, so let's go to LNHY for our next aircraft, and our next aircraft is this one here. So LNHY, LNHY, did I get that right? Or is it LHNY? LHNY, okay. I'm not sure where that is. That's a very difficult name to say, but that's all right. Okay, so we're going to come here to the asphalt runway. There's another, okay, so we'll go here and we'll say confirm and start new flight. There we go. Now, the next aircraft is another excellent and forgotten general aviation aircraft, which is the Nimbus BN2 Islander. Now, there are two very good BN2s. I think one is a BN2B and one is a BN2A. So TorqueSim has a BN2 Islander as well as a Nimbus. Now, Nimbus, the Nimbus aircraft, I think, has better sounds. At least from my perspective, I think it has better sounds. But this aircraft is really, really a wonderful aircraft to have in your hangar. Oh, it's in Hungary. Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's... All right, there we go. All right, so let me change the time. And there we go. Look at that, ladies and gents. The Nimbus Simulation Studios BN2 Islander. A very, very nice aircraft. Extreme fun to fly. Again, the texturing maybe is not top-notch on this aircraft, but it is a really fun aircraft to fly. The handling, hand flying this aircraft is a real joy. And you know, it's not bad in terms of the exterior modeling is done very, very well. The interior could use some work, but still very immersive aircraft and lots of fun to fly. Again, by Nimbus Simulation Studios. So again, we want to hear the sounds. So what we'll do is, again, you've got your checklist here. You've got your maintenance. You've got that little thing for the yoke. You've got your performance data, your weight and balance, and you've got, again, the static elements, doors, and accessories. All of that you can actually toggle on and off from within the panel here. So very quickly, let's see if we can do this. Let's see. We're going to come down here, turn on the battery. External power is on. And let's see. We want the beacon lights on. And we can come up here, turn on the magneto switches on. And let's start with the... Actually, we can do both of them here. And now we have a start on the right engine. And the left engine. All right, perfect. We'll switch this to the... All right, let's turn on the generators on. And external supply off. And we are pretty much ready to go. So if we come here... There we go. We'll put this on. There we go. And again, a lovely, lovely aircraft by Nimbus Simulation Studios. One of the better aircraft actually created for XPlane, and totally forgotten aircraft. I haven't really seen anyone fly this aircraft. Just really, really an excellent, excellent aircraft. All right, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and let me show you actually very quickly if during nighttime. So you do have your lights. There you go. You can make them as bright as you like, which is pretty cool. And you can come here and turn on the lights here as well. How cool is that? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. All right. So let's change things around. There we go. I think this is good. And let's go ahead and release the parking brake. And off we go. Listen to the engine sounds, guys. Yeah. And we are airborne. So what do you guys think? The Nimbus Simulation Studios BN2 Islander for XPlane 12. Thank you very much, Pip. Again, one of the aircrafts that I highly recommend for XPlane 12, the Nimbus Simulation Studios, and we can click here again to noise cancellation there so that you guys can hear me better. The engine sounds are really, truly very, very nice on this aircraft. Let's bring back the... There we go. I think we can bring them back a little further here. Put it back in the green. There we go. Just really very, very nice aircraft to fly. And I love hand flying this Nimbus BN2 Islander. It's really, really good. It's a lot of fun to fly this aircraft. So if you're a fan of this type of aircraft, either this or the Torque Sim, both will definitely assuage your thirst for such aircraft. Wonderful, wonderful general aviation aircraft for XPlane, and one that is definitely a joy to hand fly. I don't think I've ever flown from this airport before, so we'll bring the aircraft back to back to the airport there and land it. So I'm gonna ease off there on the throttle. Look at the nice shadows there. Wow, looks really, really good. XPlane is starting to look really, really good. All right, we're gonna deploy the flaps. It's going to help us reduce our speed. And we have the runway in sight. We're a bit too low, but that's all right. And there we go. Really, really highly recommended, guys. The BN2 Islander by Nimbus Simulation Studios. Or if you like the Torque Sim as well. I personally think the Nimbus has better sounds and the Torque Sim has a better texturing overall. But either one of these aircraft is really very, very fun aircraft to fly. All right. So next we are going to go to one of my other favorite aircraft is, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so the next one here you'll find is the Cessna, and I think you guys wanted LSZA. Okay, LSZA. And let's see here. We'll put the aircraft here and start. Let's start a new flight. All right, so the next one, guys, is another masterpiece by AirfoilLabs, which is the Cessna 172. Now, the Cessna 172 has gotten, I think, some coverage on the channel. It is an aircraft that has been flown by a few content creators in the past, but it has been abandoned. Now, the Cessna 172 by AirfoilLabs has two versions, has the analog and the digital version, the analog being the more recent one. And AirfoilLabs hasn't really created that many aircraft throughout the course of their existence in the flight sim community and the developer community. But the two aircraft that they've already created for XPlane are probably one of the best. They're top-notch. The C-172, created by AirfoilLabs, is a study-level simulation of the Cessna 172, and it's a very detailed aircraft, and it flies really, really well. Now, a real-world pilot has reached out to me after one of my streams on the 172 and said that the performance data was a little bit off. That is something I cannot comment on, but I can tell you that this is probably one of the most advanced simulation of a 172, with all the circuit breakers modeled. You've got, again, very extensive checklist here for your pre-flight with explanation of everything, and you can actually do an automated checklist. So you can set it to start automatically, and it will just kind of, you'll see all the buttons being switched and things being taken care of until the aircraft is ready to fly. What we're going to do here, this is actually a pretty nice airport. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, pretty nice. Very nice clouds as well, as you can see here. And XPlane is looking just gorgeous. Look at that, guys. Wow. All right. So again, we're not going to do a complete start. We're just going to use the before takeoff button here to set the aircraft, make it ready to go. Look at how the compass is shaking there. Very, very nice touch. I want to make sure that XP Realistic, yeah, it is disabled. Perfect. Again, everything that you see here is that of the aircraft. So all the sounds are the aircraft sounds. I think things are a bit low. So let me add a little bit of sound. There we go. All right, so all the sounds that you hear are the native sounds of the aircraft as built by the developer. There's no interference from any other add-on. So again, this is another aircraft that I highly recommend. It is by far one of the best Cessna 172 created for flight simming. Very, very detailed, excellent. Flight model is excellent. Just really a wonderful aircraft to hand fly. So we're going to release the parking brake here, and let's go ahead and take off. Airspeed alive. And we're going to rotate at 60 knots. There we go, 60 knots, and rotate. Just really a wonderful rendition of the 172 for XPlane. Gotta love the, let me see if the, there, let's, I think I know why. I think we have, there we go. Now we have the physics-based camera enabled. And look at how immersive this is, guys. Just really flying it is a real joy. Right, we can retract the flaps. And you'll see how the nose drops a little bit. This is all default scenery, yes. So again, as you can see, this is, you can see, by the way, you see the front panel there, how the hood of the aircraft, how it's vibrating. Again, everything you see here is native to the add-on. And again, this is a very detailed simulation of the 172. And the nice thing with AirfoilLabs aircraft, both the King Air and the Cessna 172, is that the developers have made it as complex or as easy as you want it to be. So if you want to really go through the detailed procedures, you can. and there is a full checklist there that you can use in order to set up your aircraft exactly as you would in real life, or you could simply just go and click on ready for takeoff and go flying. So I really appreciate this kind of philosophy from the developer, allowing a much broader audience to enjoy the aircraft. So again, I'm really enjoying the physics-based camera here. The XPlane default physics-based camera is just really very immersive. It just makes things so much more realistic and so much more fun in the sim. And here is a look at the outside. Very nice texturing overall. All right. And next. All right. So the next is the Seneca by Captain Iceman. And let's, is there any specific place you guys, ENVA. All right, let's do ENVA. All right, and let's go ahead and say start. So the next one is the Seneca II by Captain Iceman. Now, Captain Iceman has joined us once on a live stream with his, I can't remember his second aircraft that he's created. Now, those aircraft are, the Captain Iceman series is not, it's probably not a study level simulation of the real world counterpart, but they are very advanced in terms of their flight model. And they fly pretty much like the real thing. They are highly recommended. The texturing is of the highest order, as you can see here. Look at that. Look at how beautiful the textures are. Just really an amazing general aviation aircraft for XPlane. And the outside actually looks very nice as well. As you can see here, very nice. Very detailed model of the aircraft. You can see again the details there on the windows. Looks really good. So this is again an aircraft that I highly recommend, the Captain Iceman series. So if maybe, I don't know if I remember how to start it, but let's go ahead and try. Let's see here. Master switch, why is it complaining? It's because the landing gear is not... Okay, so we're going to turn on the magneto switches and let's see. We'll put the mixture here on. We'll crack the throttle a little bit. And let's see if we can start it. We can. All right, we have a good start. Let's come down here and let's see. I don't think we need the alternators. There's your autopilot. We can mute the sounds. Is that your oxygen? And what else do we need? We need the avionics. I can't recall where those are. That's your ELT. Got your tablet. Avionics switch. There we go. Excellent. All right. So here, again, very nice aircraft. It's got, you know, I think it's got a control panel as well. So this is the weight and balance. Yeah, I think it's got a weight and balance here. Not, again, not very detailed. You can go, by the way, for the GTN 750 if you want. or you can go without GPS as well, without no GPS, VOR only, and you can put also the G5 here. So there you've got it, but that's a separate purchase, by the way. So you got to purchase this from the Aviation store. So the Seneca II, again, is one of the amazing forgotten GA aircraft for XPlane. And I really am not sure why it hasn't gained a lot of popularity. But this is really an amazing, amazing aircraft. There is also its sister aircraft, which is the... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me just very quickly. So you've got the Seneca II and you've got the Seminole PA-44. They're both excellent aircraft for XPlane. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake, and let's give it power here. I think I've toggled the autopilot now. Right, there we go, 70 knots. Positive rate, gears going up. Now, the exterior sounds are not that great, if you ask me, but nonetheless, a very enjoyable aircraft. Hand flying this aircraft again is a real joy. If you are a general aviation fan, you will find this aircraft to be very, very rewarding. Again, this is the Seminole by Captain Iceman. Very, very nice aircraft. Wonderful aircraft to hand fly. The flight model is just superb on this aircraft. Again, you can see the texturing is again done to a very high standard. Looks really, really good. Very, very immersive aircraft. Yeah. Not sure if it does anything, but I'm sure that we can... There we go. So you can mute the sounds if you want. Could you give me a link to your channel? I think one of the mods can do that. But I don't think... could you activate the digital horizon? Digital horizon. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Is it like an option that we need to put it from the overhead panel? From the electronic flight bag? Sorry, Rand. Sorry. Hey, Carl, how are you? All right. So everything here, as you can see, is just top-notch. Wonderful general aviation aircraft. And by the way, guys, you either get this one or you get its sister aircraft. There's no point in getting both because the experience is very much similar. So either get the Seneca or get the Seminole. Either one of these. So this one is the Seneca and this one is the Seminole. Of course, you have it in the GNS 530 and 430. So you have different configuration there with the PA-44 or the Seneca. Pretty much, you know, very, very similar experience in both of these. Okay, so now we are going to move to something very, very special, guys. One of my absolute favorite aircraft, no other than the Legacy RG by Aerobask. And we are going to, all right, we have LFKJ. LFKJ. All right. I suppose this is in France. Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, let's go there. start new flight. Now, this next aircraft, guys, happens to be one of my absolute favorite aircraft. It hasn't been updated for quite some time from Aerobask. They have made some changes to it, and they brought compatibility to XPlane 12. This is an experimental aircraft, the Lancair RG, but this is a wonderful aircraft. By all means, if you don't want to get any of the aircraft that you saw in this stream, this is one aircraft that I recommend you do get, because it is that good from all perspectives, from the sounds, from the actual texturing. Look at that. Look at how beautiful this aircraft is. Just really one of my absolute favorite general aviation aircraft in XPlane. And of course, it has the Aerobask treatment, which means it's going to look good, it's going to sound good, and it's going to fly very well. Again, you can see here the exterior model, the cockpit. Look at the beautiful panel work there. Let's remove that. There, look at the seats. This is some top-notch, high-fidelity development there for you by Aerobask. A wonderful aircraft to hand fly, just really a lot of fun. So this is one aircraft I highly recommend, and I really am not sure, again, why this aircraft wasn't popular. Why don't we see people flying it? It's just amazing. And let's actually take a look. Let me make sure this is off. Yeah, XP Realistic is off. So let's go ahead and start it. First, let's close the door. It's right there. Again, very nice sounds. And we're going to click here and make sure that it's locked. And next, we're going to turn on the battery and alternator. And we are going to set the fuel on the right tank, mixture to full rich, crack the throttle a little bit. And now we can start the aircraft. Okay, so the start button is here. So we need the magneto switches on. And there we go. And you see this says here warning. You see this warning sign? That's because the engine is really, really cold right now. So the oil temperature is very low for us to take off. So we're gonna just wait a little bit here and turn on the rest of the. So we need the door seal. This is gonna seal the door. And if you don't seal the door, what will happen is once you start rolling down the runway, you'll hear vibrations and from the aircraft hatch, if you will. So you have to click here so that it seals the door properly. Next, we're going to go to Avionics Master, electronic trim, strobe lights are on, pitot is on, and let's see, continue. All right. Now, one of the really cool things about this aircraft is you can manage the heading by clicking here and using your mouse.
System test,
so
okay.
The mouse wheel will change the heading here. The same thing for the altitude. So you set everything with your mouse just by clicking here, which is very, very cool. It's got the synthetic vision, not the highest fidelity synthetic vision, but very, very good, very good implementation of synthetic vision. Very, very nice aircraft, very immersive, and highly recommended. You've got your autopilot there. Now, the oxygen system here doesn't seem to work. It's off, but when you click on, you'll hear the sound, but you don't actually see anything here. So here, if I click it here, and then now you can see it. I think it's very, you can hear the oxygen as well, but I think it's very bright. It's very light, so you can't really see it well. And then you can change the mode D, mode N, and you can also come here and turn it off. So now the oxygen system is off. The circuit breakers on this aircraft are again modeled, so you can click here to so you can again simulate failures if that's what you choose to do. It is indeed one of the best GA in XPlane, my favorite as well. Hey Christoph, I'm glad someone else likes it. The cockpit doesn't match the exterior. So we can now go and... Oop, what did I do? There. So now we are ready to go. We still are getting the warning here, but I do want to take off and show you how this aircraft flies because I think it's very, very special. All right. We're not going to need flaps for takeoff. Actually, we can go for flaps 10. Listen to the sound. This is so cool. Everything about this aircraft is so cool, including the night lighting. Let me show you here real quick. So if we turn on, look at those lights. Think like that. There. And maybe just a little bit. No, I think it looks nicer this way. And you've got all your lights here. There you go. Look at that, guys. This is a must-have, guys. Really, really a beautiful looking aircraft. Flies well. Again, it sounds good. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's release the parking brake. And let's go. It's got realistic steering as well. So you have to steer it with the toe brake. Right, there we go. And lift off. Positive rate, gears going up. I'll change the time here a little bit so you guys can enjoy the textures. Just a wonderful aircraft. The Aerobask Legacy Lancair for XPlane 12. Let's not go too crazy on the speed. And again, of course, it's got, you know, your autopilot, so you can definitely do... Did you see that chart? When we clicked on the flight director, just for a second there, you see battery discharging, and that's because everything is simulated, including the electrical systems of the aircraft. All right, let's make a turn here. Beautiful hand flying on this aircraft. Just real joy to hand fly this aircraft in XPlane. It's got really beautiful visuals, very immersive. And if you like general aviation aircraft, this is definitely another aircraft that I highly recommend, guys. How about setting up controls in MSFS versus XPlane? Do you use orthophoto? No, I don't. XPlane's starting to look really good, guys, huh? Alright. We're going to bring the aircraft back on the runway and land it again. Again, just a really beautiful aircraft. And one that I highly recommend. Right, flaps are full. Landing gear coming
500.
down. You can see the battery charging as soon as we introduce electrical load to the aircraft, and then it goes away. Very cool. Very immersive aircraft. Lots of fun to fly. And it's got everything that you want in a general aviation aircraft. It's got speed, it's got agility. Very nice. Just really lovely aircraft to fly. It's got really nice sounds as well. All right. All right, guys. So the last aircraft is really the, again, we've showed something with the REP, but it's the Cessna Skyhawk with the Reality Expansion Pack. I'm not going to show this one here today because we've already shown the Reality Expansion Pack on the Super Cub. But there is an aircraft that I really like, and I need to show this aircraft, which is the Reality Sim Gear Diamond DA40NG. Let's go ahead and let's see here. Let's see. You guys wanted another EDNY. Okay. EDNY. All right. It's perfect that it's coming at exactly the time I'm ready to go to another aircraft. Now, this is going to be the last one that we're going to take a look at. And this aircraft is actually a very accurate aircraft in terms of its flight model, in terms of the systems. You can get it from the Aviation store, and it's by the Reality Sim Gear, the same guys that created the G5, I believe, for XPlane. And so this is another Diamond aircraft. Now, Diamond aircraft also, if you're a fan of Diamond aircraft, I highly recommend Aerobask's Diamond aircraft. They just excel in Diamond aircraft. I've shown, I think, all of their Diamond aircraft on the channel, and there has been substantial content at the time they were released by a lot of different people. Again, they were. I think it's not just the aircraft that was abandoned. I think it's the sim. There was a migration from XPlane to Microsoft Flight Sim, and for that reason, I think those aircraft were forgotten altogether. But yeah, why is everything on? I think I have the persistent. Why is the aircraft doing that? That's strange. Let's see if we can fix that. That's very strange. I haven't seen that before. Maybe that's better. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, it's in persistent state. So if we go to the main menu, no, it doesn't have any. So it looks like it's got the persistent state. If you don't turn it off, then you'll come back and everything is on. But again, this is a really nice aircraft and a very detailed one. Let's see if we can. There we go. I think we can start it. There we go. Again, this is by Real Sim Gear, and it's again another GA aircraft that I recommend. It's really incredible fun to fly and a very accurate rendition of the Diamond DA40. So let's see here. Beta, there we go. And you can see the texturing is quite nice. You can turn on the instrument lights and the floodlights there. Let me change the time of day so you guys can get better appreciation of the night lighting inside the aircraft. As you can see, very, very nice here. And from the outside as well, looks really, really good. There you go. All right, and we are going to landing lights and strobe lights are all on. Why are they not on there? They are on, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and release the parking brake. And let's go. Again, this aircraft has realistic steering. So once the aircraft picks up speed, you'll be able to use the rudder to get it to fly straight. All right, and there we go. just really wonderful aircraft to hand fly. The Reality Sim Gear Diamond DA40. And it's got really nice lighting as well. Very nice sound. Very, very cool. Now we can also go to, I think we have camera enabled. So let's disable it. And let's bring up the, we have both. And so now we have the physics-based camera. Again, you can really enjoy this aircraft with the physics-based camera in XPlane. It's got wonderful, wonderful sounds, very nice texturing, and a flight model that is very, very accurate. Now with the DA, with the Diamond, just to kind of show you guys something, the Diamond aircraft are very difficult aircraft to stall, and their stall behavior is very different from all other general aviation aircraft. That's due to the wingspan. So I'm going to ease off there on the throttle, and we're going to pitch up here. See that? Now that is very, very accurate when it comes to the DA Diamond aircraft. They don't do what the Cessna does, for example. So if you are looking for an accurate Diamond aircraft, this one is definitely going to meet your expectations. All right. Before we conclude, guys, this is the last general aviation aircraft I wanted to show you guys today. And before we conclude, I am going to be making a video after I return, and I think I'm going to make it as a live stream as well. But there's something I want to show you, and it was a tip from one of you guys in the previous stream. So I'm now using fixed mode for lossless scaling, and what you can do if you have sufficient frames. So first, let me bring up the counter here. So I have about 42 frames, which means I can use adaptive mode, and I can take this up to 150 FPS and just look at what happens here. All right, so now we're running the sim. You'll see that the native frames go down a little bit. So I'm from 40 something to 37, but now I'm getting steady 150 frames in XPlane, and it is just amazing. Switch here quickly to there we go. Let me switch to, yeah. So now we are a little bit more latency, but now I'm running the sim at 150 FPS. And this, just look at how smooth the sim is. It's just butter. So it does introduce a little bit of latency that you can feel when you're panning around the cockpit, but it just really is, it makes the experience in XPlane so much better. Look at those beautiful clouds. All right, well, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this this live stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. And I will be away. I'll be away for all of next week. I won't be around. I will be visiting the UK, so I won't be here. But upon my return, hopefully we'll restart streaming again. I'll try to send you guys some pictures and some shorts of the trip. If I see something that is interesting, I'll be sure to be in touch with you guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this format. I know that it's probably a video is more ideal for a stream for this type of content. But I felt that having the interaction with you guys and telling me where you want me to fly makes things a little bit more fun for both you and I. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a week's time. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye for now.